Hi guys, it's Mrs. Santiago here, and today we're going to talk about the geography of the Spanish-speaking countries. I'm going to go through and help you label your maps and give you a few hints on how to remember what countries are which. Let's start with Europa. Well, I hope when you look at the map of Europe that the first one you can identify is in fact Spain. Spain shares the Iberian Peninsula with another small country, Portugal. You should also be able to find Italy. Italy, we know from previous classes in social studies that Italy looks like a boot. To the north of Spain, we have that country that is the other famous language, France. They speak French. And then to the north of France, we're also going to identify England. Let's go to the next map. This is a close-up of the most important country, the mother country of Spanish, which we know is Spain. Now, this is just a closer up map so that you can see that, in fact, this is a peninsula. The Iberian Peninsula is surrounded by water on three sides. And to the west of Spain is Portugal. To the north of Spain is France. And if you see down to the south, that is in fact Africa. We'll talk more about the map of Spain when we study Spain a little in another week or so. Let's take a quick look at this map, which is actually considered part of Africa. Do you see that little tiny red box next to the African label? I'm going to color it in for you. Okay, that little box is a highlight of the bigger box that you see. And the country that we're looking at is Equatorial Guinea. It's a little tiny square box country in Africa, and their official language is Spanish. Now we have America Central y el Caribe. When we look at the map of Central America and the Caribbean, the first country that you should be able to identify is your own. That's right, the United States is the area to the north. You should identify Texas and Florida. Now, all of the pink states are part of one country, which is to the south of us. That's right, it's Mexico. Now, when we get into the countries of Central America, it gets a little bit tricky. But the first one I want to show you is, in fact, Guatemala. And this reminds me of the G of Guatemala. It makes the shape of the G. Right below it is El Salvador. El Salvador is this little skinny tiny one. And I remember El Salvador because it's the one with the smallest country with the smallest word in its name, El, which means the. El Salvador, the Savior. The next one is Nicaragua, and it's when you take a chunk out of something, it's called a nick. This actually has a nick in it, which is the lake. It's Lago Enriquillo. To the south of Nicaragua is Costa Rica, which means rich coast. Think of that little part that sticks out right here as the rich part of the coast. South of that, we have Panama. And I actually remember it backwards and remember that Colombia connects to the Panama Canal. So the Panama Canal is like right in here. So Colombia connects to the Panama Canal. The last one is Honduras. And I remember Honduras where it is because if I say the alphabet in English, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the next letter would be H right next to it. G-H. Okay, so that's the Central America part. Let's go to the Caribbean. In the Caribbean, we have Cuba. Remember Cuba because Cuba is only 90 miles away from Key West. So there are only 90 miles between Cuba and Florida. Next, we have the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic shares 2/3 of the island of Hispaniola. So this island is called Hispaniola. So Hispaniola, 1/3 Haiti, 2/3 the Dominican Republic. The last one that we have, I always draw it into a little fish. Okay, the little fish is Puerto Rico, which is actually part of the United States. That is America Central y el Caribe. The golden part is South America, and that's going to be on the next map. Very good. As we look at the America del Sur, or South America, I'm going to start with that first one again. What did we say connects to the Panama Canal right here? Colombia. Colombia connects to the Panama Canal. The next one is Venezuela, and Venezuela starts with a V. Venezuela is very close to the U.S. It is the closest one. I don't know about very close, but it helps me remember Venezuela is very close. Now, the next one we're going to remember is Ecuador. I can remember Ecuador because if I drew in the equator, it would run right through Ecuador. Ecuador means equator. The next one is Peru. And when you draw a P, it fits right in Peru. Chile. Now, I don't think this is going to be a great drawing, but if you drew a chili pepper, it's kind of long and skinny, like Chile, the country. Bolivia is just in the middle. It's in between everybody there. Brazil, Bolivia. They are close together and they both start with a B. Brazil, Bolivia. The next two, the way I remember them, probably isn't very nice. But I know that it's Paraguay, and then down below is Uruguay. And I remember PU, that stinks. PU, that stinks. Okay. That's the only way I can remember which one goes where. Also, maybe you can think of it alphabetically. P comes before U in the alphabet. Now, Paraguay and Uruguay don't stink. It's just the way I remember it. And the last one is Argentina. Argentina is easy for me because Argentina is close to Antarctica. Argentina close to Antarctica. That's where the penguins are. Now again, the yellow area up at the top, you don't have to label because that is America Central and it was on the previous map. So that is how I remember where all of the countries are that are Spanish-speaking countries. I hope that this helps. Gracias. Hasta luego.